Let's take a look at the key announcements from Microsoft Build. Now, Microsoft Build is a developer conference. There's a lot of very deeply technical developer things there. My audience here is people who need to understand what matters for business decisions and everyday business users. So that's my focus here. For those of you who've watched the channel before, you'll notice this isn't my usual background. I'm coming to you live from my hotel room. I'm traveling this week, sadly not live in San Francisco, but still live and up to date with all of the news. So the overarching theme of Microsoft Build and all of the announcements is this very agent first. No great surprise, but a lot of things here that are really shifting us from using agents in a chat kind of way, even some of the recent stuff we've seen with Cowork, where we're starting to delegate things to agents, into this genuinely agents autonomously doing things for us. And so one of the first key announcements, in fact, the biggest announcement, I think, from my point of view, is that we are now shifting from Copilot to Autopilot. When Copilot first came out, there was a lot of content of saying, it's Copilot, not Autopilot. It's now both. It's Autopilot as well. And so what we are doing is seeing brand new category of things that are going to work within Copilot called autopilots. Now, this is using the OpenClaw technology, so you'll hear the word claw a lot coming in here. This is using autonomous agents that can genuinely do things behind the scenes for you. So this is a new kind of agent. This is an always-on agent. It has its own memory working within that Microsoft ecosystem with that work IQ layer. It's going to understand all of your context and have a memory of those things. And the idea here is that this is genuinely working on your behalf behind the scenes. So autonomous agents that we're talking about here. And the first one of these autopilots that Microsoft has announced is Microsoft Scout. There is actually a person at Microsoft who is now the CVP of Microsoft Scout. So make no mistake, this is absolutely huge. So this is going to be the first autopilot, and it can do things like working across your Teams, Outlook, your work IQ, all of those things, and actually kind of have this always-on mechanism of doing things for you. So the idea here is that, and again, this is all just like announcements, so I don't have my hands on it yet. I know that Microsoft has been testing this one internally for a while. So hopefully before too long, we'll start to see some of the images come through, and then this will come through first in private preview and in Frontier tenants. You can actually switch it on. There's a link in the description here for the instructions if you want to go ahead and do that. So this is you're just getting on with your work. Like with Cowork, you're going in and delegating huge amounts of tasks and going away and doing something else. For instance, I got Cowork to generate this deck for me while I went away and had some breakfast this morning. But this is a whole different thing. This is basically an always-on thing. So we've got examples here where we're saying, monitor my calendar and reschedule things as they come up, or, monitor what's going on with my work and pick up on key things that I need to be aware of. There's a lot more to this. I'm going to go deeper into this once I can get my hands on it. So make sure you subscribed if that's something that you'd like to learn more about. But this Autopilot is really this next wave. Just jumping back a couple of slides here that I had on the screen, there was another little announcement hidden in here in box 3 there in Satya Nadella's keynote as he went through saying we're going from chat to Cowork to code, is that we're going to have a Copilot super app where all of that sort of code capability is in the same app as the chat and the Cowork and the Autopilot. So in the way that American announcements do, they always talk by season. This summer, winter in my part of the world, I'm assuming that's coming up in the June, July, August timeframe, regardless of what season you happen to be watching from. So the next big announcement is Work IQ. Now, Work IQ itself is not the announcement. Work IQ has been around for a while now. This is the context layer of everything you're doing at work, so that as you work with tools like Copilot, It understands not just your data and your documents, but all of the things you do at work, who you collaborate with, who you work with, basically the entire context. You think about everything that you're doing at work. So the announcement here is WorkIQ APIs. Now, I did say this is a developer conference. So this is basically a big deal announcement that says developers can now build agents that have direct access through this API to the WorkIQ layer. And that means that developers will be able to build agents outside of Microsoft 365 Copilot that get access to all of that stuff that Microsoft 365 Copilot just has as a starting point. So you can build, this is opening up like more flexibility to build agents that can connect into that data rather than having to kind of start within the tool sets where they already are. So essentially, more power to developers to build agents that can work with that really highly valuable data that's in there. Associated with that, this one's probably not a big headline announcement, but it's important because this stuff's going to cost money. No announcements at this stage about costs of any of these things, but we are going to see a cost management dashboard coming into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. As a starting point, that new piece, the WorkIQ API, will be the first thing to go in there, but we are going to see some other things coming through in there, including being able to do cost management for tools like Copilot Studio, which will be awesome because we all need to be mindful of the costs. Just an aside on that, this stuff is going to be, like, as I said, they're not announcing costs on any of this, but reading the room, this stuff is not cheap to run. Like, as organizations, we are going to be paying something for all of this capability. And the shift in just the amount of stuff that's coming through and the shift in what's going on here, we're going to have to figure out how we pay for it. Otherwise, we're going to end up in a divide between people who have access to these incredible tools and people who don't, organizations who do and organizations who don't. I think we're going to see a really big shift here in what we need to spend money on and how that works out. I've got to get my thoughts together about that, but this is going to be sort of the next kind of interesting challenge, I think, where the technology is moving very quickly, but obviously that's going to come at a cost and new ways of thinking about how we measure ROI on this stuff. So again, stay tuned for more once we've got some numbers on this stuff. The next piece here is frontier tuning. So this is actually a really, really cool one where we are going to be able to teach AI how your business works. And this is something that people have wanted from the start. When Copilot first came out, it was very much a value proposition that it doesn't learn from your data, but actually that is what everyone wants. So you will be able to securely, within your compliance boundary, within your tenant, tune the AI to say, this is how we want to work, this is what we need you to know with our data and processes, and make it much more substantially, significantly tailored to the way that your organization works. The icons along the bottom there, companies like obviously Microsoft, Pearson, EY have already been piloting it, and there are some examples out there of things that they've been doing with it. So this is one that has been in private preview with some of these companies already. So you'll be able to sort of pick up on some of those use cases and examples and hopefully give this one a go. And then we have Project Solara. I'm nudging a little bit here into the hardware devices side of things. There is plenty more at Build about devices that I'm not going to try to cover here. But this one is interesting in the theme of talking about everything being agent first. The idea here is to say, well, we started with the idea that agents kind of work inside your applications, and then we start to think of them as working sort of outside the application, something like Cowork that touches all of these different things. But this is sort of this next level now of considering, what does an agent first device look like? So do we have a whole new category of devices that are working across all sorts of things? It's an agent first device that's tapping into a lot of different things. I've got a visual here of these two things. So there's one, these are the first two devices that they're trialing, but I think the concept here is that this could be so many devices. So this is like a little, I don't know, a little desktop thing. I want to say like a clock radio, but that's very old, almost like a smart device, I guess, that's sitting there. And so this is one that's sort of got your sales opportunity coming up. So you can see it's bringing that. So you can imagine, again, sort of back to this idea of autopilots and agent first, that you've just got all these agents running autonomously. A little device sitting on the desktop there that's sort of popping up insights and things you need to know just proactively, without you having to kind of ask it to do something. So these are these concepts being combined. The other one is this idea of this AI first badge. So for frontline workers, instead of your badge just being somewhere that you can get in, it's actually got a whole lot of capability in there that you can use AI with the badge. Again, these are very early concepts, getting my head around this, but there's a whole new sort of world here of devices. Excuse me, I've lost my voice. It's early in the morning. I'm overexcited, doing the best I can. So Project Solara, you'll notice when Microsoft releases something that's very early experimental stage, it has this project sort of code name. So this will be a space to watch, but nothing kind of hitting the ground straight away. The other piece that's coming through here is the notion of Web IQ. So this now forms part of the whole Microsoft IQ family, where we've got this layer of being able to reach all of your organization's data. And this one is actually about being able to more effectively reach web data with your agents. So this is something that's really important to be able to get, fresh, verifiable, real web content, in addition to all of that stuff that you've got with your work context and the context of the data that you work with in your organization. So the whole IQ family just got a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. That's my wrap of the key things, sort of fresh off digesting them for the first time. Let me know in the comments here, what are you most interested in, what you'd like to know more of, and more videos coming when I've had a chance to go through and actually get my hands on some of these things.